Hey everybody, I figured I'd just record a real quick sneak peek of what I'm currently working on. That's why I won't be streaming tonight, and depending how long it takes, we'll see if I fit in a stream Thursday either. Um, but I'm kind of excited about it. I've done a couple mini documentaries already. Um, Maybe I'll put a link for you. So I'm working on my third one right now, so that's what this is. I'll let the title speak for itself. But yeah, I just wanted to share it, see what everybody thinks. I only put some music in this first portion so far. I'm probably about at least halfway through. I'm almost maybe 2/3 of the way done with it. So hopefully I'll be done by the end of the week. But all right, give me just a second here, and I will. You can see here it's where's it at so far? It might be the longest one I've ever done. See, here's my progress, and it goes to right now it's at about 18 minutes. That's 2/3. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. But anyways, I'll go ahead and do full screen really quick, and I will go away so you can see, and I'll shut up. So here we go. The internet has changed the very nature of political dialogue. It has changed dialogue in every area, for that matter. Social media in the form of Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube has radically changed the speed by which we human beings communicate, and therefore the power of the individual to spread both news and opinions. Inevitably, this has caused smaller media creators and commentators to have a much stronger influence than ever before, and it has caused the most long-standing and influential news outlets to begin to have competition. In his book, Primetime Propaganda, conservative commentator Ben Shapiro documents the history of how mainstream media was overtaken by left-wing politics and demonstrates how this remains the case, not only in terms of the news, but also in the television and movie industry. Many have long felt that competition of some kind has been long overdue. Not only has the mainstream media long been dominated by liberal opinion, but the elements of liberalism that have typically been thought of as American values, even by many conservatives, are believed to have faded in large degree. Where liberalism in the classical sense used to mean freedom of speech, thought, and belief, whether Christian, Muslim, atheist, or anything else, it now has come to be seen as a far more authoritarian movement.
So the other thing we want to talk about, of course, is that you and I have been trying to make the case, I think, I have anyway, that liberals need to stand up for liberal principles. This is what I said on last week's show. Obviously, I got a lot of hate for it. But all I'm saying is that liberal principles like freedom of speech, freedom to practice any religion you want without fear of violence, freedom to leave a religion.
Many of a more conservative or even libertarian bent have begun to withhold the term liberal from those who land on the far left side of the political aisle, and have simply begun to call them leftists. Those in this category are not interested in dialogue. They are far more interested in monologue. When challenged, they do not open their minds and consider an alternative viewpoint, but rather rush to labels like racist or sexist or homophobe. I am a conservative Christian, and many Christians have been struggling to find where we fit in this current state of affairs. We have values we would like to see come to fruition in America in the realms of sexuality, faith, family, etc. However, we share a strong love for freedom of speech and a free exchange of ideas with classical liberals, because we know that the gospel and truths of Christianity must be embraced freely and not coerced. That said, we do not believe truth is relative, and we disagree with many elements of the liberal movement regarding moral values and hope to change minds. At its best, this dialogue between Christianity and liberalism has long had the potential to be civil, even if it ended in disagreement. The more authoritarian stream of leftism that we have mentioned is a whole different animal. We are not talking about those who wish to convince through the kind of reasonable discussion that many liberals and Christians have engaged in the past. We are talking about people who see Christians as a deeply regressive and dangerous group of people, not worth inviting to the table. They have turned into not only intellectual bullies, but those who have even begun to escalate to violence when they don't get their way. This growing tension has produced a new brand of voices and a new kind of alliance between Christians and those who don't fall into the radical leftist camp. This interesting cast of characters that are neither leftist nor Christian has come to be called the intellectual dark web, a term coined by one who is considered one of its members, Eric Weinstein. Perhaps sharing the origin story of some of these voices in this dark web will clarify just how the dynamic came about. All right, there. So there's a little preview of the first portion of it, and I'm going to dive into some of the individuals in the intellectual dark web, and then sort of give at least my perspective on how Christians should engage when there's overlap that we have with them, and then where we might part ways. So it's an interesting topic to me. Hopefully you find it interesting too. Like I said, should hopefully be done by the end of the week, the latest, if all goes well. So stay tuned, and it will be coming soon. See you all later.